So let's see how to use a tool in Blender to do the basic unwrapping. So let's see how to unwrap within Blender. First, the unwrapping will work in the edit mode. So please create an object. So like this, I have a simple cube. Just select that object. After that, please go to edit mode. Then please make sure that you select all vertices or all elements of that object. After that, you can unwrap by go to the mesh menu on the bottom and UV unwrap. You will see this one. There are multiple algorithms that you can use to unwrap this thing. I will show you one by one. The first one is the basic unwrap, which is the general tool. After you do the basic unwrap, you will get this kind of result. So if you see on the 3D model, you have totally 8 vertices, right? And you should have like 6 sides. But you will see that on the UV map, you have only 1 square. Why? That is because if I select vertices and I move using G key to move, you will see that the vertices are moved. That is because all vertices are like overlap each other on the UV space. And that is because the algorithm of the simple unwrap itself. If you really need to work on this mode, my suggestion is you can go back to select faces on the 3D view. And in this case, after you select all vertices for these faces, now if you move it, you are no longer have anything behind. And you can start working from that face by face. So you can start trying to lay out. And the idea of the UV map is all spaces or all grids in the UV map here, you are going to load image or paint colors on it later. And any faces that represent the whole, like any faces that cover the whole UV map will contain all colors within the UV map. It is mean that if I select vertices and I press G to move down like this, now later this face that I select will present only on the bottom part of the image that I will map on the back. So did you get the idea? So now I'm going to load the image onto the back, and then each image will have all pixels like in coordinates U and V. Any pixels that the rectangle cover will be present or will be mapped on this side of the 3D. And that is the general idea. That's why sometimes I might do like this. So I would like my first side or this selected side to represent only this part of the image. And then after that, I go back to the 3D view and I select this face. It will be another face, but it will represent, you can change the image or you can use the similar image or the same image. And then I can do A, it's like vertices. I can do S to scale down. I can do G to move. I can do R to rotate. That is the idea. You are trying to select the location or the pixels of color in the 2D image that you are going to map onto it. And that is the general idea. So now let's see what are other ways to wrap. I'm currently use the normal unwrap, right? So I do Ctrl Z to remove everything. Okay, so I believe that is all. Now I select all and use auto unwrap. So now you go to mesh menu again, UV unwrap. I use smart UV map. I just go to the default option, you will see that if you change the wrapping algorithm, the representation of the faces will be changed also, like this one. Now, if you see a kind of transparent area that have dots, small white dots inside, it just means that in this area there are some overlapping. I did not see it here, but I believe that they are. Yeah, but that is the idea. Some of them are overlap, but some of them are not. But this algorithm is trying to make all square and try to cover all area. So let's change to another. If I'm changing UV unwrap to, this one is quite interesting. Project from the view. Let me try this. Okay, I have to select all vertices first and then mesh UV unwrap and project from the view. You will see that the project image on the UV will be exactly the view that I'm currently working on. So if I undo and I change the view like this, and I do the same thing, you can use shortcut key, which is U. You will see that the view will be changed. So this one is just the basic. So let me change to auto models to get the better idea. Let's do the Shift C to go to the center, and I do Shift A to add, I would say, UV sphere. Do the same thing. If you don't remember right now, I will repeat it again. You go to the edit mode, select all vertices, and then you go to the mesh menu, UV unwrap. Now let's say light map. The light map pack, this one is quite interesting because it will try its best in order to make all square shapes. Makes all square shapes, and then if you have rectangle, it will try to fit within those square, but the size mostly in square. And let me undo it and use another thing that should give you the good idea is the normal unwrap. Not this one. That one is the normal unwrap. And I would like the cube projection. The cube projection is trying to project like in the cube shape. If I do another thing, project from the view is quite similar. Let's see complicated things. So now I go back and I'm going to change to another file. And we have this human model. Oh, okay. That's one I have not applied modifiers yet, but this one you can see if you go to edit mode, I have already applied to all. So let's see what will happen if we are trying to unwrap this simple human model. So the same thing. Let me manage this and I just open UV space. Now I go to edit mode and I select all vertices to say that I'm going to work on the whole thing. And then I go to the mesh menu, UV unwrap, and I just use unwrap. If I just use unwrap, this is the effects that I will have. But let's try the other option like Smart UV project. If I try to do the Smart UV project, what will happen is it will try its best to unwrap this model using its algorithm. So you will see that on the unwrap result, you will have, I'm not sure if it's the front part or on the back part of the model. Then I have the body on the back. I have the side of the legs, side of the body. It's try its best in order to map this. But later, if you are going to use this to color, you might not get the smooth result, since if you are going to color on the side, the color on another side may not have the same color, but at least it can do it for you. So let me show you some options that you can work on, which is the option on the left-hand side. So this, you can change the angle. It will try its best to change the layout of the angle. It can change the isolate margin, which try to like organize the space. So you can play on this later. I just say that this is Word. After you understand how to do the basic unwrapping in Blender, let's see if your model is complicated. How could you do that?